That's cool.
Jack's a proper fighter.
Chris Delia was in Australia, I guess at a show or something, and I guess he met this fighter named Della. I'm not even going to try to attempt to say the last name. I'm not going to pull a boppa here, but he asked him if he knows Brendan Schaub. Then he says, Brendan Schaub follows you. And then I think like his manager says, no, Jack's a proper fighter. And then Delia is just like, oh boy, the look on his face. Boppa catching strays. By the way, this guy is only like 5'11" and I think a welterweight. So like, I don't even know if Schaub will beat him or if he could beat Schaub. I doubt it, but I mean, Schaub is old now and like, Schaub got in shape, but I know when you run a race against Chappelle Lacey and you blow both your hammies, he never really did. He was just using that as an excuse. But I mean, how far can you go? And like the truth is, Schaub was never a top 10 heavyweight. We have to remember, Schaub got onto a reality show and then became an MMA fighter through a reality show. Like, real wrestlers don't consider Maven a real wrestler. They consider like Maven, and I love Maven, but I'm talking about like real wrestlers who like learned how to wrestle and came up through the indies and then got into WWE. They don't consider Maven, who was a teacher and just got onto a reality show and then won and became a wrestler as a real wrestler. That same thing with the UFC, and Schaub was never top 10 or anything. But Schaub is just the punchline. He's the joke. And anyone associated with Schaub has to hear other people trashing Schaub. And Delia is acting all coy and stuff, but that's because he knows he's on camera. But you notice how everybody in the room laughed? Because everybody got it. Because Brendan Schaub is the biggest joke on the internet, in the fighting world, in the podcasting world. And this is what you have to deal with when you're friends with Schaub. And you notice Delia didn't defend him or anything like that. But, I mean, Delia is already in, like, a rough spot here. You got to remember, Delia was supposed to be, like, starring in legitimate Hollywood movies right now. He was next up. He was the guy. Well, he's going to be the guy. And then the allegations and everything got ruined. And he ended up on a podcast with Schaub. And you can tell Delia is only there for the check because he has to sit there with these two idiots going, Schaub and Mr. Potato Head, and he just must be thinking, what happened? It's crazy, though, because unlike Callan, Delia's stand-up, I don't think was really affected because, let's say Delia did become like the Hollywood guy. Would he have really have kept doing stand-up comedy? Would he have? Like, usually when those guys make it, stand-ups make it in the movie world, they don't go back to doing stand-up. Although one would question what their true intentions were to begin with. Like Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey, I believe, just wanted to be a movie star, and at the time became a stand-up comedian because how else would you break into show business? You know, like Jim Carrey, Eddie Murphy, and stuff. I think it's very rare where a person continues to do both. You would look at someone like, I don't know, Chris Rock or Kevin Hart. They do both, but I don't think Chris Rock or Kevin Hart's dreams were to be like star in movies or anything. Like they like it, but like I think their dream was make it at stand-up and everything else is just the bonus. But like Delia, his stand-up never really got affected by the allegations. And he still does theaters and he does them around the world. And Callan's career is completely dead and can't sell 2 tickets. Now, I think Callan, once again, falls into that category of really wanted to be an actor, had to get into stand up as his way into show business to achieve that. The allegations against him ruined the acting thing, but he was never really good at stand up, so it's not really a thing for him to fall back on like Delia. Like, I think we would all agree, even if we don't like Delia's stand up, Delia is far superior to Callan or a lot of the guys in the Rogan sphere at stand up. You know, a lot of the guys in the Rogan sphere at the actual thing of stand up aren't really that good at it. So, but apparently Delia is, but this guy taking shots at Schaub. Schaub is probably going to be furious. Probably going to be heated. Might go off on a rant. Might not. I don't know. I'm wondering if he's going to address the Gallo thing. I doubt it, only because I don't think the Gallo thing really became that big yet. One of the really big guys will probably have to talk about it. I mean, I know they talked about it on the subreddit, but I mean, let's keep it real about that subreddit. I mean, that place, oof. You go on there, you can kind of see some tumbleweeds blowing around there. And that's only because, like, on that subreddit, they hardly let anybody post on it. And to post, you have to put, like, a minimum amount of characters. But I get why they do that. I mean, Schaub did hire hackers and is probably still actively trying to take down that subreddit. So the guys who run that subreddit, I bet you behind the scenes are getting hit with stuff on a daily basis. So they do have to limit who can post on it. Because one would think Schaub himself would just post like weird stuff on there and then try and get it like removed by like breaking copyright or breaking like privacy or something. So I get why they have to be protective, but that subreddit just don't agree. Oof. Yeesh. But I mean, just the fact that Brendan Schaub is just the punchline. I hope one day we get a Shabanese word in the dictionary, like bop or just Shabanese as itself in general. In the Shabanese, when someone speaks redactedly based on former UFC fighter Brendan Schaub, like that's the ultimate dream. Getting in like Webster's dictionary or something with a boppa word, with Gallo or something, or what are we doing here? I know that's a phrase in a sentence, but still. But let me know your thoughts in the comments.